What's going on? It's Andy with Midmo Dents back with another video. Today we're going to be putting our Hitek Ceramic Pro window tint on this 24 Can-Am Defender. This one's going to get 20% on all the front windows, and then all the side windows and the back windows we're going to do 5% on those. We're going to take you through the process and show you what we did on this, and we'll also talk about ceramic window tint. So anytime we ever get a call for anybody wanting to get window tint on a side-by-side, one of the best questions to ask is whether it's new or used. Because if these things are used, there's a good chance that they're going to be super dirty from people driving them off-road, and that's going to really affect how long it's going to take whenever we do these. Anytime you do one of these, you might as well figure it's going to take about twice as long as a normal car, just because the seals are extra tight and there's usually stuff that you have to take off to get to the windows. So usually when we're pricing these, they're usually going to be about double the price of what your normal car price would be. On this one, we're going to two-stage the window tint on the roll-down windows, and that's going to help us from taking off the door panels whenever we go to do those. I think total time on this one took us about 3 hours, and that was with me helping Kyle a little bit to help him lay the back window and take the back window out. While he's doing these side windows, let's talk about ceramic window tint. If you're not offering ceramic window tint, you definitely need to. You definitely need to keep a heat box up front in your office, because there is a crazy difference on how much cooler it will keep it. And that's something that almost every customer can feel as soon as they see that heat box and feel the different types of tints. On these side-by-side customers, they're almost always going to go with ceramic. One, because some of these don't have air conditioners, and usually if they do, the air conditioner's not very high-powered, so a lot of them will opt for going with the ceramic, just because they do want to stay cool when they're driving these things out in the woods. Plus, I think with the extra glare reduction that it has, a lot of people are going to be driving these things in the evening whenever they're off work. So being able to see a little bit better towards dusk is going to make a big difference with that ceramic window tint as well. So let's talk about a little bit of the prep work on these. Again, if they're not brand new and didn't just come straight from the dealership, you're going to have to clean them a whole lot more than what you would normally a car. So on these, we'll usually tape up all the rubbers on the sides of the windows, and then we're going to focus on cleaning all the panels around the window in case we was to accidentally touch. As you can see there, Kyle's going to two-stage this window. He cut his extra backing sheet off there, so that way we don't have a ton dangling there, and it's a lot easier to work with. If you two-stage these, again, you shouldn't have to take all the door panels off, but some of them, that bottom seal, as you're going to see here in just a second, they're so tight you almost have to. All the windows in this particular model are glass. I know some of them and different side-by-sides can come in plastic, so you always want to ask the customer that or double check it yourself before you start, because again, I really would not recommend tinting over those plastic windows, because if it fails, it is going to completely ruin the window, and that's going to come down to replacing the window if that ever happened. So something you definitely want to have a conversation with the customer if that ever was to happen, or if they do have plastic windows that they really insist on having tinted. Another thing worth double checking whenever you take on a job like this, if you are using a plotter and some film cut software, see if it actually has the pattern in there before you do it. We use Core, which they're very good about keeping patterns updated. This particular one, since it was a 24, Core didn't show that they had a 24 pattern for it, but the 23 one worked perfect on this. I'm sure by the time some people watch this video, that's going to be changed. But at the time we did it, there was no pattern for a 24, but the 23 was the same. One of the things that we've found out in our market is a lot of the tint shops around us don't like doing stuff like this, and they don't like doing tractors or skid steers or anything like that. We'll usually do a couple of jobs like that, every month. So whether it's a tractor or side-by-side, a couple of them months about what we do, they work out perfect for us because obviously it's not their daily driver, so a lot of them don't mind dropping it off for a couple days, and it just makes for good filler work. Customers are usually willing to pay the money to get these things done because again, they're going to be in it for several hours, and again, the AC is not that great on these. So with that and not being able to find too many other people to do it, it's a pretty decent little niche business that we do along with our regular car tinting. Let's get this thing finished out and we'll show you what it looks like there at the end. Me and Kyle are going to go ahead and take this back glass all the way out, since there is those bars there in the back of the window that kind of prevents us from doing it in there. So we're going to get it out. We're going to really clean around those rubber seals and around the brackets that hold the window in there. We're going to start off by using some glass cleaner, and then we'll scrape this with a stainless steel razor blade, and then we're going to go ahead and scrub it with a scrub pad. We're going to focus really heavily around those edges, even blowing them out with some air just to make sure any hidden dust is out of there. And then I had to actually shut the camera off for a second because he held one end of the tint and I held the other, so that way we could carefully lay it on there. I thought I was still recording whenever I was doing that, but then later found out I apparently forgot to turn the camera back on when I was laying the film on there with him. If you would, while you got a second, make sure you take a second and like this video. Subscribe to the rest of the stuff that we've got coming out. Again, with our business, we do a lot of window tinting, ceramic coating, paintless dent repair, paint touch-up, auto detailing. So there's a lot of different videos coming out. If you got any questions at all, let me know in the comments. Pretty open book when it comes to stuff like that. But just let me know if you got any questions. So we're going to get the windows cleaned on this thing, and then it's done. We'll do a little walk around that you can see what it looks like. Again, this was with the Hitek Ceramic Pro. 20% on the front, 5% on the back. We did all the sides and the back. Customer decided they wanted to leave the windshield alone. As you can tell, this thing turned out great. Only aftercare that they need to know about is making sure that they're not doing any aggressive cleaning to the inside of the windows, because again, these things will get super dirty, so you don't want them scrubbing it down with some Scott's towel and scratching the heck out of the inside of the tint. This is a little bit different of a video than I normally do. I'm going to leave all the music and stuff out of it. Let me know what you think about this, and we'll see you on the next one.